In this film, Hulusi Behçet is at your age. Do you want to be friend with him? Friends, this is Hulusi Behçet. I'm a Turkish dermatologist and scientist. Let's take a closer look at my life story. I was born in 1889 in Istanbul. My mother is Ayşe Hanım. My father is Ahmet Behçet Bey. My father was working as an inspector in the national education. I lost my mother at an early age and raised by my grandmother. I started primary school in Damascus, where my father was on duty. My father, who was a good educator, sent me to a French boarding school where several foreign languages were taught at once. Here, I learned French, Latin, and German. In those years, I was taught that well-educated people would save Turkish society. For this reason, great importance was attached to science and education. I also decided to become a medical doctor when I was very young. In the Ottoman Empire, special education such as medicine and engineering was given in military schools at that time. I attended Gülhane Military Medical Academy and completed my medical education in 1910. I worked in the dermatology department of this hospital until 1914. During the First World War, I worked as assistant chief physician and dermatology specialist in Eskişehir, Edirne and Kırklareli hospitals. Immediately after the war, I went to Budapest and then to Berlin to increase my knowledge and experience. I had the opportunity to meet many famous doctors here. I returned to my country in 1919. After working a freelance doctor for a while, I worked as a chief physician at Haskay Hospital and as a dermatologist specialist at Vakıf Greba Hospital. I loved my job very much. I felt very comfortable and happy while working. The year 1933 was a very important year for Turkish university system. With the university reform, it was aimed to bring the Turkish academy to the level of contemporary countries. During this reform period, I founded the dermatology clinic at Istanbul University and was elected as professor. I was the first person to receive the title of professor in Turkey. During my 35 years of professional life, I attended many national and international congresses. I have written nearly 200 specific articles. I have translated many articles into Turkish to help the education of new generations. I gained my real fame in the medical world with the diagnosis and treatment of a disease I named myself. Behçet's disease has been known for centuries, but a definite diagnosis could not be made. Thanks to my work, this disease and its treatment method has been a big impact in medical world. I have done many studies on this subject in Japan, America, England and France. I have encouraged many of my colleagues to work on this issue. I have received many awards for my work in Turkey and around the world. I have also become a pioneer in the field of medical publishing. In 1924, I was charged of the first scientific journal in my field of expertise. In 1934, I started publishing another journal. In the meantime, I took place in the editorial list of medical journals abroad. I have always believed in the importance of hard work. I ask my students to do the same. I have also adapted honesty as a principle in scientific studies. Thanks to my work, I made my name in the history of medicine. I gained the appreciation of my patients and society with my professional achievements. As an educator, I have always been loved by my students and assistants. Dear children, I hope my life story has piqued your interest. I have spent my whole life trying to be useful to humanity. Every person who regained his health was enough for me to be happy. I advise you to work for the good of people. I'm sure among you future doctors will come out, and each of them will save people's lives.